That's right. For this week's main topic, we decided we'd look maybe beyond the attractions, beyond the rides at Disney parks, into something that we really, really love, right, Michelle, when we go to the Disney parks, specifically Magic Kingdom?
Yes. And actually, this topic kind of was inspired by something one of our listeners had sent to us in the past about, the kind of fun you can have that's not just so focused on the attractions or going into rides. And so we thought, how can we really delve into that? And there's so much more to the parks than just the rides.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We love the vibes. We love the food. Yes, we do love the rides. But there's something else involved that we really, really enjoy as well. So Michelle's going to break it all down for us. Michelle, take it away.
All right. So first of all, I want to say that, when I was looking at how to approach this topic, didn't want it to be boring. Like, okay, you could do this and then you could do that. And then of course there's this. And so I came up with another idea, and I'll be honest, this is totally outside my comfort level. What I'm going to do. Hopefully it'll work out. In my brain, it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. I know I haven't shared too much with you about this.
Hardly at all.
It scares me too. I think I should have gotten your input. But anyways, I thought, why not do this more as a story, storytelling.
Gather around, children. Michelle's going to tell us a little story.
That's right.
Here on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. I love it. Let me settle in. Let me get a blanket.
Yes.
And a pillow, and I'm ready for it.
Get a cup of cocoa or something.
Yes,
I know a lot of people are going through some really cold weather right now, but
settle in by the fire.
Yes. Anyways, so unrehearsed and first time ever.
She's got a storybook and everything. For those of you on YouTube, you may see it here. For those of you listening in, just know she's got a book in front of her. So she's really ready to read us a story. So yes, settle in, everybody.
All right. So today we're going to hear a tale where evil will try to prevent someone from having a magical time at a Disney park.
Oh my goodness.
Now, although this story takes place in the Magic Kingdom, it's a tale that could take place in any Disney park. So come join us now for the special story that will delve into how you may experience Disney parks in a whole new way.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can. The name of this tale is A Practically Perfect in Every Way Magical Day at a Disney Park Without Rides.
Okay, I like it.
Once upon a time, there was a very cheerful Disney fan who traveled out to the Magic Kingdom. Meanwhile, 3 villains combined their powers to cast an evil spell that would block entrance to all the rides for this trailer.
I'm scared already.
All right, so let's explore. What did this fan do to experience a jolly holiday? And so our travel begins to wander into the park, thinking their day is simply ruined until, as they stroll down Main Street, the sound of harmony pulls them in, and suddenly they're not thinking about rides at all. It's the Dapper Dans. A crowd begins to form, and it's easy to see the joy on everybody's face as the music and comedy entertain. This is truly a remarkable place that something so simple can capture the attention and generate the feels, we're feeling them now, for so many people and for so many years.
The Dapper Dans do often save the day. I will say that, yes. They are the heroes we all need right now.
That's right. That is right. Help you get into that other world.
That's right.
As the crowd dissipates, the traveler heads to Frontierland because they know the secret that a quick and delicious treat, just perfect in the morning, can be found at the Golden Oak Outpost. In fact, these light, sweet, and fluffy banana caramel, did I say that right? Banana caramel. Caramel beignets.
Caramel. What does it matter? They're delicious.
I know. They're only served in the morning. And to the traveler's surprise, it's also served up in with a fantastic accompaniment, a cup of cold brew coffee with honey lavender cold foam and honeycomb toffee. I
Sounds
know.
delicious.
It does. Now, let me say, cold brews at the Magic Kingdom are already delicious, especially because of that cold foam. That really does it. And it makes it really smoother, flavorful. It's wonderful. Now, sweetie, when we watch the Great British Baking Show, which
Yes,
we love,
we love.
which we've seen a couple times where they make honeycomb toffee.
Yes.
So, what a wonderful thing to enjoy right now, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. I wish I had some right now.
I know. Yeah. But going back to this building, I mean, take a look at it. You can really see the detail, and it really captures the essence of what we think about the Old West.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know and who aren't watching on YouTube, you can see the building here, but it's very much a brick building, very old school, very much like Michelle mentioned, the Old West. You've probably passed by it. You may not even noticed it when you passed by it because maybe you're on your way to Pirates or on the way to one of the
parades,
Tiana's or anything else. But it really does fit and is themed really extremely well.
Yeah. And it's also an ideal place to, especially with those kind of treats, is to pause and people watch while you're enjoying those delicious flavor. And let's face it, in the morning, that's when the crowds are at their best. They're refreshed, they're happy, they're excited about the day to come. You see a lot of smiles and excited kids, and it's just a great time to really people watch at that moment.
I like it.
All right. So now back to the story. The traveler is filled with appreciation for the details throughout Frontierland, the next stop is by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Now, although the ride is prohibited to our traveler, exploring the area for all the hidden details is a fun new way to appreciate what's there. Typically, all the attention is getting onto the queue and onto the ride, but now is an opportunity to be more curious and observant. And if you're ever been to Tiana's Bayou Adventure area, there is so much detail that is in that area, in the gardens, in that area, in just looking at the ride. And it's a lot of times that we don't take the time to really appreciate that. And when I was preparing for today, I realized we loved it back there. And I can't believe we didn't take pictures of that area.
No, I think, we were just having some fun when we've been back there. We were getting on the attraction. I think the last time we were there was actually, we were able to ride the attraction multiple times.
Right.
So we were like, okay, let's get back on.
Exactly.
Because it was a special D23 event. But yeah, every time we do travel back there, I am always impressed with the layout of the entire area back in that vicinity.
Right. So in the garden area that's near the start of the queue, there's actually a broadcast of performances by New Orleans musical acts. Then the radio host announces that Tiana is hosting a celebration that very night and that she needs help. There's been a mix-up with the party preparations between Prince Naveen and Louis, and nobody has booked a band. Because it's Mardi Gras season, a last-minute search for a band is providing a tricky task. So talk about an opportunity to feel transported into the streets of New Orleans. As always, the Imagineers put such detail and reverence into the design of this space. Now, honey, wouldn't you agree that attraction throughout is just filled with sensory experiences?
I do. I think that way throughout. Yes, the courtyard area that's outside it as well. Well, one, just walking up to it. You can see it from a long distance away. Just walking up to it is beautiful. At night, it's especially beautiful when it's all lit up. But then you go into the courtyard and everything you've mentioned already there and how beautiful that is. And then you get into the queue and so many wonderful little pieces in there. We've discussed that on our queues episode as well. The Imagineers did a fantastic job of laying out the experience as you get set to go on this amazing attraction.
Right. And there's something fun just watching the ride and listening to the people scream with joy as their flume goes down that steep, mountainside. It's just amazing to be there and hear that. And, because there are times that for whatever reason, we may not want to go on that ride, but it's just still enjoyable to go by and see the crowds enjoying it.
Right. And this may sound like, we're talking about an attraction when we were talking about kind of beyond the attractions. But, the one thing about Disney and how the Imagineers have done things is that, yes, what is around these attractions is entertaining. It is entertainment. There is entertainment laid out for you there that may not be completely obvious to you. It's very subtle, but things like this bring you into the storyline, bring you in, immerse you in the area that you're in. It's entertainment without being in your face entertainment. Like, yeah, we love the parades. We love the nighttime spectaculars, love the characters, all that stuff. But there's more subtle pieces of entertainment throughout all the parks with Disney.
Right. And they do serve the purpose, like you said, of getting you into the story ahead of the ride or even ahead of the queue. But if you're not going to go on the ride, this is a perfect opportunity to really appreciate all that's around you. Now, back to the story. Soon there is a scurry of activity going on. Cast members are directing and guiding guests to open a pathway, and it's time for Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade. Now, there are some pretty cool features that make this cavalcade great. First of all, it features the most characters of any cavalcade to date. And it has characters on the same floats from various films, like Merida and Moana, together with Nick and Judy, or Mulan Pocahontas, excuse me, with Panchito and Jose. I mean, come on.
Worlds collide.
Right. And where else can you see Aladdin, Jasmine, and the genie dancing alongside Timon?
Yeah.
So,
and who doesn't want to see that?
Right? Plus, the music is just so simple, but really catchy.
Mm-hmm. It's quick. It's not something, it's not something that necessarily everybody, some of the major parades, what time they're happening. Everybody gets in those areas and settles in, and it's a little bit more difficult. This is something that, will kind of, yes, it's scheduled.
Right.
But it's something that kind of happens more spur of the moment. It's just kind of an exciting add to your day. You're like, oh, the cavalcade's coming by. This is great. We're going to get to see a lot of our favorite Disney characters in a very short period of time.
Right. And I think you kind of made the point I was going to just say. It's typically one of those experiences that most people might not think are time worthy, enough to say, okay, let's get to this spot by then. But given the chance, it is really a great way to, see a lot of characters, whether you're just seeing them and dancing with them and waving and taking pictures. I mean, it's just a unique opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, if your children with you, or, the children at heart, like all of us, they're going to get that chance during that, there may be a lot of characters that they, okay, yes, no, whatever. But there will be at least one, if not several of those characters like, mommy, look, it's that character.
Right.
I love that one so much. I'm so happy I got to see it. It's
yes.
Their day just in a very short period.
Right. Or like when they're yelling out to them, like, oh, Jasmine, Jasmine, I love you.
Genie.
Yes. So now, once the cavalcade is completed, our traveler moves on to Adventureland. They've heard the pirate adventure Treasure of the Seven Seas is something that's out there, but never has taken the time to do it. But before that starts, lo and behold, there's Big Al from Country Bear Musical Jamboree or Musical Review Jamboree in person. I mean, wow. The feeling of giddiness just washes over the traveler. Now, come on. How can something so simple bring such a rousing feeling of being a kid again? I mean, what a memorable picture moment, too.
Yeah, exactly. And, you don't get as many roving characters at Magic Kingdom as you do, say, at Disneyland. But when you do come across one like Big Al, it just brightens your day. It just makes it that much more special. And that is that kind of entertainment we're talking about. It's just those moments of things that make your trip that much more special. And who doesn't love Big Al?
I know. Ooh, you want a big hug from Big Al for sure. Okay, so now it's time to explore. The Crow's Nest is the place to pick up an enchanted talisman that can allow you to read a secret treasure map. Immediately, our traveler realizes their journey is having to help Captain Jack fend off enemies, evade capture, and hunt for treasures. And all this additional entertainment is for free. all without the use of an app. It's incredible to discover the numerous nooks and crannies filled with interactive fun that your talisman controls. So many things happen, like cannon firing or skeletons moving. I mean, so much more. But what's really amazing is how these activities guide you to check out the many details in Adventureland that are generally gone completely unnoticed. And really, this activity is fun. It's in a unique way to be immersed into the experience of the land that you probably would never have thought to do or would have thought how fun it is.
Mhm. It's entertaining for you, and one especially if you have that time period in between attractions, dining reservations, all that other stuff that you got going on when you're at Magic Kingdom. It's something that you can do, have fun, have a good time with the little ones. They can take part in this as well. And it can be so interesting, like you mentioned, visiting different portions of that land that maybe you would not go into or even take real notice of as you're passing by to one of those things I just talked about a second ago. But not only that is when you're doing it, things happen. Okay. And so not only are you entertaining yourself, a lot of times you're entertaining the people around you because they're like, what just went off here?
Right.
How did that go on? How did that happen? And now I need to know how that happens. And they are delighted by it as well. So it shares entertainment across the board to experience something like that. That wonderful little walk up, complimentary along with park admission attraction.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, it's not super easy. I'm not saying it's super difficult, but sometimes figuring out the clues of where do you go next do take some thought. So it does make it adventurous no matter what age you are. And it's easy to start and stop this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's something that you don't even need. You don't okay, I'm going to commit the next hour to doing this. I'm going to take 10 minutes here and do it. I'm going to take 10 minutes there, maybe 20 minutes here and complete it because you can break away from it and then pick up where you left off and, run through it. It really, really is fun. You should, if you've never done it,
right?
Something to add to your list of things to do at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
Especially on a busy day when people are all in the attractions and everything else. And maybe the queues are a little bit longer than
right. Yes. Yes. Or you're just trying to fill some time till a reservation comes up.
Exactly.
Okay. So once the quest is completed and the traveler has been rewarded, they move on to the castle. There's an incredible aroma in the air. It calls almost like a siren. Okay, it must be popcorn time. But that's perfect because it's time for the next castle show, Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. The special performance combines classic and contemporary Disney characters together. And of course, it's Disney. So there's plenty of music and all those familiar sounds, such nostalgia. Looking around, you can see kids everywhere beaming with excitement and singing along. All this experience is special with that immersive feeling of joy. Now, this is the perfect spot to stop and make some plans for food and ways to cap off the early afternoon. If feeling nostalgic, maybe place an order at Casey's Corner and then bask in the tunes and vibes of the piano player while eating before heading off to some princesses meet and greet. If you're feeling a little more adventurous, check to see if there's any walk-up reservations at the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen. But if that isn't available, a mobile order from Columbia Harbor House or Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe will do just perfectly. Then on the way through to go past into Fantasyland to attempt to remove the sword from the stone and then get officially pixie dusted at Sir Mickey's and finally explore Ariel's grotto as you get to meet her in person. Now, sweetie, which way would you choose?
What direction am I going? It's a choose your own adventure.
There you go. Those two.
Well, I'm going to go meet Princess for one thing, because, a princess wants to meet another princess for sure. Definitely going to try. How am I not going to try? I've never succeeded, but I'm going to try to pull that sword out of that stone every single time. That is one way I'm definitely going for sure.
All right. Well, you've done the things that the Explorer, our traveler in the story, did as well. And now our story seems to be going so long, so let's jump ahead a few pages. Night has begun to fall, and the twinkling lights begin to sparkle as they frame the buildings and lampposts. Nostalgic vibe washes over the traveler. It's so beautiful and special. Walking through each of the lands after dark gives a whole new perspective and feel. Soon, a crowd begins to gather along Main Street, USA. Cast members again can be seen directing and guiding people as they place tape on the ground to support their efforts. Next, the lights dim and the music begins to fill the air. It's Disney's Starlight Dream the Night Away parade. Now, let's face it, there's nothing like a nighttime parade at a Disney park. It just provides so many amazing, warm emotions, and the troubles of the world and life are just swept away during this whole experience. Now, even before the delightful feels wear off, new music begins as Happily Ever After fireworks show take place. Now, many parts of that show bring tears. But the most incredible moment, the one that everyone gets choked up with, is seeing Tinkerbell fly.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect ending to an incredible Disney Parks day. And so, our traveler learns that fun and amazement isn't found only in rides. It's in the music, the smells, the laughter, and the stories unfolding in every corner. The villains thought they had taken something away, but instead they bestowed a lasting gift. It revealed that an entirely different kind of magic exists in the Disney parks and that our traveler will use to experience on future journeys to Disney parks. The end.
Yay! Tell it again. Tell it again. Tell it again. Tell it again.
Never again.
What a beautiful story. I love that. And I love all aspects of that. I do love so much of that. Again, entertainment can be so many different possibilities, and you went through a lot of it there. Yes, it could be the obvious stuff, like the parades, like the fantasy or friendship fair, the fantasy fair parade. It could be Happily Ever After, or it could be the piano player, or it could be the Dapper Dans, or it could be just twinkling lights as the park turns from daylight to nighttime, and how entertained we are just by seeing the park in a different viewpoint.
Right.
There are so many amazing ways to be entertained at Disney parks, and so much great entertainment. It could be the smell of food is entertaining to you. It could be anything. You enjoy it, and it's great what the Imagineers have done for us to help keep bringing us back and provide that entertainment throughout all our journeys to Magic Kingdom and beyond.
Right. And, like kind of reinforcing what you're saying, it's yes, the rides are great. However, they can sometimes also distract you from some wondrous things around. And not that one or the other is better, but once in a while, take that time to explore some things that you might have never done before.
I like a nice combo of both. Attraction here, little food here,
right?
Little vibes here, and a lot of entertainment wrapped all around it that you will obviously notice, and some that you are just there, that bring entertainment, that bring brightness to your day as you're at the parks, or nights at the parks, for sure.
Exactly.
So very good. I love that story. It's going to be one of my favorites. I'm going to want her to tell it again. Great job, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
And that is Beyond the Parks Spotlight on Disney Entertainment.